Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sparky's Tech Corner to MechAniTuesdays, and we'll run shorts. Starwind, I'm pointing at you. But I do have KG here with me. How you been, KG?
I've been holding my own. How about you?
Oh, I've been good. One thing I will say, I said we were doing MechAniTuesdays today, and Starwind just booked out of the room going. Yeah, he didn't want to play with us today.
Yeah, I gotta hate it when guys do like that. I mean, you got plans and everything, and all of a sudden they're just like, well, can't do it.
No, all joking aside, he is him and his wife are sick today. I guess his wife got really, really ill last night, and he's losing his voice today. So it's understandable they can't join us. We don't want to sound like we have a dead horse on the channel. So
yeah, I mean, there's only so many times you can hear before you just feel sorry for it.
Yeah, but all joking aside, hope you get well soon.
Yeah, get well, butter.
So besides from that, it's been 2 weeks since we last done this. I heard you've been doing some more debauchery on other people's channels, trying to get my shit limelighted. What's that about?
Well, the first video that I did with Minx on Crinks TV has been out for about a week now, and actually tomorrow night she and I are going to be working on another video.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
sounds like you're moving up in the streaming community. Good for you.
Well, let's not get that crazy.
Well, I wouldn't say streaming, but the YouTube community. On a channel of 82,000 subs. God damn, I'm jealous, man.
Well, we're doing it because it's part of the perks that you get for being a patron with her.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? That's a good thing that we can do right now, because I didn't really get a chance to really commemorate her on my, passing over 200 subs stream at that I had last week. That was kind of a clusterfuck, and I couldn't really do anything correctly because my laptop didn't want to cooperate with me, and that's kind of last minute. So we'll do that this half of MechAniTuesdays today. Go ahead and talk a little about Crinks TV, about the channel, the Patreon, the perks. Maybe we give us more, supporters.
Okay. Well, Crinks TV is Minx, who was formerly known, I don't think she still goes by the handles anymore, either Manga Minx or the RPG Minx. Her and her wife, they will do Let's Plays. So they're a Let's Play channel. With the Patreon, once you reach a certain point in the tiers, you get to do like videos or streaming with her, and I'm actually at one of the points where I can do either one of those two, and the only reason why I'm getting 2 this month is because I got really Starwind just took their page.
Yeah, thank you, Starwind. Starwind, if you can find a Patreon, go ahead and throw that in there too.
But I came in at the tail end of December, so we're just covering what was going to happen in December this month.
Okay.
But that's with Starwind putting everything in, that's pretty much going to answer a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But they've been. I know Minx has been around a few years. She's done what was it?
There it is. Let me open
Trouble
this up.
in like Terrorist in Trouble. I mean, Trouble in Terrorist Town. She's played. She played with like Markiplier.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's even within like the last month or so. She did a game with Lord Minion 777.
Mm-hmm.
But she used to do a lot of Gmod games and stuff like that, and now she's kind of branching out more to like indie games. One of the shows she did that I really enjoyed was Shit on Steam, SOS, where she would literally pick games on Steam, and most of them were absolute garbage.
Garbage.
Oh, it was
They're probably
hilarious.
they're probably asset flips and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm looking at Patreon right now,
Mhm.
and let me see if I can't screen share this. All right, is it flashing for you, or is it just me? All right, never mind. I've got it.
Okay.
Oh no, it was flashing.
Yeah, it was flashing.
Okay, my computer's wanting to be dumb right now. But I don't know why it's doing this crap. Oh, hang on. There we go. Present to everyone. All right. So this is basically let's see, Minx and Chrism.
Correct.
All right. Wow, they're not doing too bad on Patreon. That's about as much as I make a month working at Peterbilt.
Yeah. Minx in the picture, she's the one with the purple hair. The one that's biting the tentacle with the heterochromatic eyes is her wife.
Yeah. So they were nice enough to allow KG to shill out my channel. And again, why he would shill out my channel, I have no idea. God, there's so many other things you could probably do, KG. But
Like what? This is the only show I do.
damn it, get your YouTube channel up. Stop building models live. There you go. I got your idea for you.
Well, I've got something on that we can talk about later.
Okay. But yeah, if you would, please, anyone that watches this, go check them out. If you want to become a Patreon, there you go. We provided all the stuff to go and do that. Give them a couple likes, give them a couple views. They got some good stuff from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I haven't had a chance to really look at a lot of it because I've been busy doing other things. Like failing at doing my anime watch club thing. I'll get into that later.
I will flat out say, I know you started that with the rabbit. I was not feeling well, as I told you in Starwind. I'm still kind of a little under the weather, so I didn't see it. I didn't join you because shortly after you posted it and everything, I was taking a nap.
Oh, that's good. That's all good.
Yeah, believe me, I wanted to though.
All right. Well, I'll get you caught up to it. We're doing right now. We're doing Rise of the Shield Hero, and Anime Watch Club is something different. I want to tie it into MechAniTuesdays when we cover shows for MechAniTuesdays. Say we're going to cover a Gundam series. Well, we would usually watch the entire series and or watch a couple highlight episodes or something like that for the show, so we have something to talk about. We know what we're talking about. We can touch on the things that we wanted to cover about the show. But that's all that's going to be from MechAniTuesdays. Now, the other segment I'm trying to do is Anime Watch Club, and I'm actually trying to do videos. I'm running into a couple issues, though. I figured out one issue, which is not that big of a deal. Usually, whenever you do, like if you've seen reactionary channels or reactors to shows, they'll sit down and watch a show, the camera on, or do commentary for a show. They get a lot of hits and they get a lot of views for some stupid reason. Well, I'm not too big into, oh, well, let's react to this. I'm more or less of wanting to do like Starwin said, what they did in Mystery Science Theater 3000, or like how Starwin put it, Anime Science Mystery Theater. I can't remember how he fucking put it, but I want to do that. I got away with the video. It did not catch the video because I've got a transparent, my Matrix star rain that I have behind some of my videos, or like my green screen where we're playing games. I have that transparent, yeah, a Mystery Anime Theater 2019. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
But I have that transparent over the video with my watermark as bold and as big as I can get it over the video. So the YouTube algorithm can't catch it. So it didn't catch me for video. However, it did catch me on the fucking sound. And I had the show as low as I could get it. So let me tell you a little story about what happened. I went through, and as soon as we got done doing it, I spent 7.5 hours editing the first episode. The first episode was like 45 minutes. There was like 50 minutes of watch time total of what we had. In the beginning intro, talking about the show, watching the show, doing the commentary through it, and then the ending kind of giving out last thoughts on it. So about 50 minutes. Took me 7 hours to edit this. I had to use 10 different addition scenes to add the background and the layering to it. So it was really complex. First issue I had, my computer won't act up kind of like it did with Hangouts. I don't know why it's doing it. I think Windows has some sort of program glitch that happened a while ago. I'm still trying to figure out how to fix it. I haven't got there yet. I'm probably going to have to reinstall Windows 10. I'm not for sure. But it started acting up in rendering videos. And it took me 12 times to render a video that says it's going to take an hour to render. So about 5 to 6 hours it took me to finally get this video edited. It was like 6 a.m. by the time I got done with it. 6 a.m. Saturday when I got done with it.
Oh, Jesus.
So I started uploading at 7 a.m. Got everything added in, got all the markers, got all the tags, got all the little hashtags, stuff like that I wanted into it. Started uploading. It didn't get done uploading until 6 p.m. for a 2.4 gigabyte video. Should not take that fucking long, but it did.
No kidding.
Anyways, so once it got done uploading, 7 o'clock, I went through and I was going to do a premiere on it. I had the premiere set for 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock that night. I think it was 9 o'clock that night. Everything is set up. Everything is gone, ready. 30 minutes into waiting for the premiere, so I had like an hour and a half left. Got a message. Your video's been blocked worldwide. Fuck.
The hell?
I went through and checked in. Yes, it got me for the fucking audio. So I went back into the video. I edited out all sound besides from me and Stallwind. I cut it all out, and I put a looping background music theme track, all from Underwaterbeats behind it, kind of really low level, to where the music's going on. Even when we're talking, that's the only time you can hear the show. you can't really make out the show from the music and us. You can hear us over the music and over the show. So I'm hoping that's going to trick the YouTube algorithm to where it won't catch it. It should, because there's no part of it while we're talking longer than 30 seconds. So, only one problem. I haven't had a chance to dedicate to shutting my internet down for another 12 fucking hours to upload it. So, that's why it's been going so slow.
Good grief, dude.
And I still need to get fucking Super Mario Brothers episode 4, Super Mario 3 episode 4 uploaded. I got it done. I've just got to get time to fucking upload it. So right now my internet's been screwing with me. And if it wasn't for the fact that whenever I upload a video, it kills my download, I would do it at all times during the day. But since it kills my download, the only thing we got for entertainment here is through the internet. So basically, whenever I saw it upload, we can't do nothing except for watch DVDs or something like that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. At least from us old school guys.
Hey, I like being able to go, I want to see this show, go to this website and watch that show whenever I want. I don't have the patience to go through, I'm going to buy this entire series on DVD and watch it. I used to be like that, but whenever I found watch cartoons online, that went out the window. Because once I'm done watching it, if I wanted to save it to my computer, I could just save it. It's not bootlegging.
You young bucks and your fancy shenanigans.
Hey, what can I say? Well, fancy fucks. Star went on to know where that fucking reference comes from. You know, put a hell yeah in chat if you do.
Can we get a hell yeah? Or
hell yeah.
Actually, I know what he's probably doing. He's probably up to his eyeballs in like evil monsters and stuff like that, and running around as a titan beating up the bad guys.
You know, that's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, we know what he's really doing.
See, there it goes right now. Don't you still Karthos Croat? That's not Karthos, that's berries. Karthos Croat is Karthos Smash.
Well, at least it's not, don't touch me there, you're not my father, so that works. Old joke from my high school days. Actually had a buddy who, someone came up, grabbed him by the shoulders, and he turns around and he goes, "Don't touch me there, you're not my father." In the middle of class.
Wow.
Yeah, oh yeah. There was no shits given. And it was so much fun. I hated high school, but he was fun. Shout out to my boy Chris. I know he's probably not hearing this, but anywho.
But yeah, that's what I've been trying to do, and I mean, I want to do it. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting part if I can get it done, because my goal is the Anime Watch Club. I want people in the Discord to come in and join me on a show. Now, I understand that some people, either they're not going to like the show, they're not going to have time for it, or they don't want to watch that show. Mm-hmm. I understand that one. So it's come and go at your discretion. But my goal with it is to put in a show and let people know, hey, we're watching this show. Get into it and let people know, yes, we're watching this show, but we're also going to be doing commentary while the show is running. I don't want dead air. I know there's going to be some parts where we're going to have dead air in order to see what's going on in the show, but I want commentary. I want it from multiple people to get multiple people's outlooks on the show. So if I can get 3, 4, 5, 6 different people in there just bouncing ideas, talking about the show, It's going to be recorded. And once we're done recording, it's going to be edited and it's going to be put up on YouTube. That's the kind of perspective and show I want to do.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
It would be easier if I could just live stream it, but I am not going to put myself in a fucking scenario like with Big O again.
Oh, God.
Because that's exactly what happened if I would have done that. We have detected content from Katakawa Studios. You have been blocked worldwide, and since you have done this on a live stream, you are blocked for 3 months from live streaming.
Yeah, that was such garbage.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again. So those shows are going to be uploaded videos. Because even if it gets not worldwide or blocked worldwide, as long as it's not DMCA struck, I can still live stream.
Right.
The video's still on the channel. It's just not viewable for people. So, yeah, as soon as I can get that uploaded, and hopefully this time it walks. If it walks, then I know the formula of what to go through and do. It'll be a lot easier for me to go through and edit. I actually saved the fucking template. Because if save it as a template, all you gotta do is add in the video, cut out the parts I don't need, and then go from there. There's only one bad thing about doing this. It's going to have to be the Japanese sub. Now, a lot of people are gonna say that's not too bad. They prefer a sub over the English dub. However, you got people like me. It's hard for me to follow along quickly on subtitles. I love my English dubs because I don't have to walk as hard. Call me a lazy fucker. I don't care.
Which I find it funny because I actually have to fight with dyslexia, but it's not so much for me I can usually catch little bits of the subtitle, but a lot of it is the context and knowing very little Japanese. So it kind of, for me, it goes a lot quicker.
Well, for me, like I found out for watching some animes that, like, if you watch the old movies, like Macross Plus, Macross 2, and a couple of other ones that have Japanese pop songs playing in the background that shows the subtitles for what they're singing. After you watch it a while, you start learning phrases and words and what they mean from Japanese to what they're supposed to mean in English, roughly.
Yeah, it gives you a good springboard.
Yeah, and the same thing if you're watching subs. So I think that's the reason why, it's easier for me to follow along subs than it's just to watch it silently. And I think that's a lot to do with somewhat understanding what the Japanese characters are meaning, or just following along with how they talk, and then you don't want it, but it kind of gets ingrained in your head a little bit.
Yeah. Like Starwind says, I like both. There are some animes that I like with the Gundams. I prefer the subs because that's pretty much how I first watched them was subs. But it's
just the two locos are mean, KG.
Yeah. Unless you don't want us to keep tabs on chat, in which case that's fine. But like some shows, I do prefer the dub over the sub. The biggest one being Dragon Ball Z, or just Dragon Ball as a whole. Because the anime version, the anime version, derpy derp, the Japanese version, Goku sounds like he's still waiting for
puberty.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be like showing this innocence and childlike kind of thing, but to hear him call out Kaioken, and it sounds like he's a castrati.
You do know that the Japanese voice actor for Goku is female, right?
Yep. I do know that. But that's not quite what you picture. I mean, Goku, he's not the tallest of them, of the characters, but he's got muscles on top of muscles. I mean, he's this mountain of muscle. And here, hi guys, how's it going? No, you expect to actually hear like at least some depth to the voice because of that. I mean, unless he's shooting up that many steroids that the testicles have turned into dust. But he's got a son, so apparently that's not the way it works.
And let's bring up Dragon Ball Super for a minute,
which I have not yet seen.
There's one part of it, and I want to say it's like episode 40s, 50s, somewhere around the 60, 70 marks, I believe. So they go to the future with Future Trunks because Future Trunks comes back. That becomes a thing again. And they're finding someone called Black. I'm not going to spoil it, but they're finding someone called Black. And when they go back to the future with Future Trunks, it's Goku and Vegeta. And Trunks has a love interest in the future. And I will spoil this one because this one's funny as all fuck. Guess who Trunks' love interest is in the future of Dragon Ball Super?
Who?
Mai.
Don't know that one.
You do if you watch Dragon Ball.
I haven't seen it since the first appearance of Trunks.
All right.
I am way behind.
All right, Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, Emperor Pilaf.
Oh God!
And his two Goonies.
Oh, yeah,
Mai is the female of that crew.
Oh.
Now you gotta ask, how in the fuck is Mai still alive in the future?
I can sum that up. It's PFM. Pure
What's
fucking
that?
Magic.
Well, magic has something to do with it. So they took a little bit. Whenever they started Dragon Ball Super, they started out like this. And they went the opposite of how they went with GT because they wanted to make it known that GT does not fucking exist in this era. So in the beginning of Dragon Ball GT, you had a old Pilaf, an old Mai, and old Shu that found the Black Star Dragon Balls and made a wish that wished Goku as a kid.
Right.
Well, in this one, they're back, but when they come back, they're kids because they found the Dragon Balls and wished for the youth back. So in Super, they're the same age as Trunks and Goten.
Okay.
So in the future, because Mai, Pilaf, and Shu does hang out around the Z crew. They're up to their own shenanigans, but they're more helpful than anything else. And in the future, Mai and Trunks become close. Well, anyways, that sparked an interesting conversation because I guess Mai had near-death experience and Trunks thought she was dead. And when they left to go back to the past, and then they came back to the future thinking she was dead and she was alive, Trunks was really relieved. And I believe what happened was the two of them hugged and then kissed. And Goku was baffled by this. It's like, well, why are you touching lips? And Vegeta, I mean, I love how Christopher Sabat does Vegeta's character and how they wrote Vegeta's character in this. Because Vegeta is a Saiyan prince from another planet. No enough. He knows more about Earth customs than what Goku does. Because Goku is such a fucking blockhead. Vegeta, I don't know what just comes up. You have two sons for crying out loud. You don't know what kissing is? And then Goku turns around, dumb face, tilts his head at Vegeta, and Vegeta is like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I'm having this fucking conversation with you right now, Kakarot."
Nice.
It's like, oh my god.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's fun. They do a good job. Super is a good show. I just have not had any time to sit down and spend to watch any of it.
Yeah.
I watched episodes here and there, but that's about the extent of it.
Are you a Yoshi?
Okay. Xana, Stormwind is quoting something from Dragon Ball Abridged.
Oh, okay. Because he said, "Are you Yoshi?" And I know him as a Mario player, and I'm like, why? Which one of us is he asking whether or not we're a little green dinosaur that eats things and poops out eggs?
Okay, no, let me explain to you. So in the beginning of Dragon Ball Abridged, it starts out at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. That's how Dragon Ball Abridged starts out.
Okay.
One of the things that Goku comes up to Piccolo is, "Are you a Yoshi?" Because he's big and green. It's like, "Yes, I am a big green dinosaur that eats and poops out eggs." "No, I'm not a Yoshi."
Alrighty then.
Okay, Dragon Ball Bridge is where I got these two quotes from. So this is Vegeta from Dragon Ball Bridge, and this is after they fight Cooler. So this is what he says.
"He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?"
I've heard that before, but I was like, what is this from? It's
from Dragon Ball Abridged, and it's I guess Cooler's whooping the shit out of him, and it shows in the show that Cooler kicks him in the nuts, and they take that and they run with it, and while they're fighting the whole bunch of metal Coolers, one on because I guess they're on Namek on this one, and Cooler's a robot, kind of like Frieza was, but he can multiply himself. And after they get their ass whooped a couple times, that's the saying that they have. And then there's another one with Piccolo and Cell. And Piccolo starts off by kicking Cell in the back. It's like, and they go for it and they fight for a bit, and then all of a sudden Cell's up on the top, flying around, getting ready to launch an attack, and then Piccolo comes up behind him again, and then Cell goes like this in the back of his head.
"He's gonna kick me again, isn't he?"
Then after he does that, he gets down to the ground. He then comes back with this line.
"All right, I'm gonna need you to do me a solid and not kick me anymore."
Okay, I think I've heard the second half of that.
Yeah, it's funny. So those are the only clips I've got from Dragon Ball Bridge. I need to get more, especially the one about the trucker hat, because they play. I think it's Android 13. Yeah, I think it's Android 13. He has a big affinity of his hat, his trucker hat, because he's an android from Arkansas. That's how they play him.
Okay.
Any of their bridge series are as funny as fuck.
I've seen like the mentions of the abridged, when I'm zipping through YouTube, but I haven't stopped to listen to any of them. Now I want to.
They're funny as fuck, so they're worth a watch. It's not enough for me to go through and watch the entire show, but I like pulling up those funny clips and just, watching them. But aside from that, what shows have you been watching?
I really haven't watched much of anything other than like just random YouTube videos or stuff like that lately.
Have you watched the damn AMV I made?
Let me think here for yes, I did. I've been lambasted by so many things because it's complicated. I'll tell you off stream, but
I understand.
yeah, it's like we got out of the holiday peak, and now we're getting ready for the Valentine's mini peak. It's just one of those. Good God, stop punching me in the dick.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Yeah, pretty much. No, most of what I've been doing, I'll throw something on the TV. Usually through my Xbox, I'll like throw on like a Let's Play that I know inside and out, just so I can have some noise in the background. And I've been working on models.
All right. Well, let me. Damn it, dog!
You all right?
My dog comes up to give me to come up on the chair to ask for a pat. I've got my fucking headset plugged in. He got his damn paw hand up on the fucking cord to the headset and yanked off my goddamn head.
Okay then.
God. As soon as he got out, he ran into the front room.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Starwin. We do need to do Destiny sooner or later. I found it, and then I moved some things around to try and make room in the bedroom so I can actually put a bed. And it's floating around the living room somewhere.
One of your models are gone in it.
Considering the sheer number I have, that would also be like saying they're protecting the chair I'm not using, the 2 plush Pokemon on said chair, the fan, the TV, I've at last count, I've got right around 300 models.
Yeah. Oh God. But no, let me ask you, because I want to ask you an honest opinion about the AMV. Because it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years since I made one of those AMVs, and I know Antoine's feelings about it. He says I'm a sap for making it.
Yeah, but who listens to him?
Lo-Fi told me I didn't know a man your size could be so gay.
Oh,
Which she was giving me a compliment. I knew what she was doing because she said down in the comments, and they came back to me later, told me that the song and how it was made up really matched the show for Toradora. Starwin and Squish really liked it. It got Cadunt to watch the show with me because
I remember that.
Yeah, she was well interested. I know Jess watched it, but she was. I don't want to say she liked it, but she also told me that it didn't really. I don't want to say it didn't sit well with her, but it wasn't something that interested her. So I know that, which it's no big deal. I'm just curious what people thought about it.
Honestly, I liked it. I thought it was a real good pairing of the two. I mean, they worked real well together.
I know it took. When I watched Toradora for the first time, and I was like, I can't. After watching the show and watching how good the fucking show was, I sit there and was dumbfucked and baffled with myself. The show came out in 2009, and I'm just now getting ready to watch it around 2019. Why in the fuck have I not heard or watched the show beforehand? Because after looking at reviews, it's number 2 of one of the best rom-coms out there.
Okay, you're saying this about this show. Now remember what I was saying about Big O. Okay?
Yeah.
It was like, why wasn't this in my life ages ago?
I know. There's so many fucking anime out there. And it's just getting huge and bigger and more and more and more each fucking day. But to me, it's my favorite rom-com. It not Clan off its top spot in my my top anime romance corners, and that took its place because I think it's actually the show I have watched the most by far, except for Gundam Seed and Seed Destiny and Robotech and a couple of the movies. I think I've watched it at least 12 times.
Wow.
Since December. Because it's just one of those stories that brings you in, and it's told so good, you just want to know more about it.
Right.
Unfortunately, there isn't any more. The volume 10 of the light novel goes a little bit more in depth of what happens after the anime. Not by much, just a little bit. But volume 10 is also one of those ones that 24 and 25 of the anime does not match up with volume 10 because there's a lot of things flip-flopped, a lot of things put in different places, a lot of things happening before when it happened in an anime, and a lot more detail being put out in the light novel than was in the anime. Which really fills a lot of the plot holes up that the show had. And I really, really hope that they would have followed the novel on a lot better than what they did in the show. Because if they'd done that, the finale of the show would have been much, much better. But the manga is still being made. So I'm hoping that they'll follow the light novel ending in the manga instead of anime. Which it actually seems like they're following the light novel a lot better than the anime anyways.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that. Right now, the manga has stopped on episode 19 of the anime. So I think it's like volume 8. It's either volume 7 or volume 8 of the manga. So is it bad that I can ramble this stuff off? I know the place markers in the fucking anime and the light novel and the manga. I watched and read this fucking show too much.
Just a smidgen. But I really can't say anything because back in the day, I could actually tell you this is for the game BattleTech with the actual tabletop with all the novels and stuff like that. I could rattle off specs for the mechs, who did what year and with whom. I mean, I knew this backwards and forwards.
Yep.
Then they came out with Dark Ages, and I totally lost any want or desire to continue.
I'm like that with Robotech and Gundam. Well, some Gundams, not all Gundams, but some Gundams. I'm exactly like that. Now I can't tell you the exact specs because I didn't go as far as the specs, but I can tell you storylines and plot points.
I have. I just bought my third starter set for the tactical game.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's out of print. The Palladium Games lost the rights to Robotech after almost 30 years or something like that.
They had a court issue too, a court battle case with it. Somebody did.
That was Harmony Gold went after FASA because several of the now quote-unquote unseen mechs were based off of Robotech, Fang of the Sun, Dugrum, and Crusher Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost. FASA lost. Then they came out with Project Phoenix, and those are just atrocious.
Not exactly what happened. They both lost. because it defaulted back to the original copyright holder because Harmony's gold contract was up.
Okay, what I'm talking about was this was several years ago.
That court case was still going on.
Yeah, I am talking about the FASA, the Harmony Gold versus FASA case.
Or it might have been something else. I can't remember. It might have been a different company, but I know in the latest lawsuit that they had, both of them lost.
Yeah, it's not a good scene.
It's not, because it really puts a damper on people that like the Robotech series because it's in limbo. Because nobody can use the created content.
Yet oddly enough, my new shower curtain is actually Robotech.
Yep.
Thank you, Wish.com.
Hey, Wish.com's good.
Oh yeah.
But here's the crazy idea of what I want to do. I would like to eventually one day link all of the Robotech and all the Macross series, if possible, together in one congruent timeline.
That would be difficult.
Macross, I can remember which one it is. Macross 7 or Macross Frontier actually has a scene, like episode 21, episode 22, that they link several of the series together as to one. Now, here's the problem with everything. Macross Plus, the movie, is a enigma in itself because it's supposed to be its own standalone movie. Now, if you look at Macross, do you remember Love?
Yeah.
The Macross movie based on the Robotech series. And Macross 2, Lovers Again. All three of those movies, Lovers 2, Lovers Again, Macross 2, is in its own separate timeline. It's in its own separate universe. It is not connected to anything from any of the other shows. Now,
correct.
You can say it follows the movie, and you can say it follows the show, but because the movie and the show from Macross Remember Love and Robotech are side by side. A lot of events of what happened are different from what happened in the show from its original source. A lot of it's different, especially how everything came to be. But the two separate timelines. From there, you can go to Macross Plus. And the way they directed Macross Plus, it could be either or. It could be from the show, or it could be from the movie. That's how Macross Plus is. And then you got Macross 2 Lovers Again. It goes to that one, and same thing. You can say it's from the show, or you can say it's from the movie. And you can say it follows along a little bit from Macross Plus. But then it skews off in its own timeline and down the road. Because it goes past, I think, 3 or 4 of the other shows, because it's set like 80 years in the future from it's set 80 years in the future from the first movie. And I know when Macross Plus came around, it was set 20 years in the future from Lovers Again and the show. So you can't say Macross 2 is part of that timeline. It's just part of its own timeline. It's not connected to any of the other series. So I know you can throw that out the window. But it's either 7 or Frontier where they come across and they tell... There's a guy that comes along and tells the story about protoculture, the Robotech, about how this started, about how the SDF-1 crash landed on Macross Island, on how the events transpired in the first movie or show. Then they go into and they talk about sharing apple.
Yep.
Because they're talking about the relevance of music and how it affects things on the battlefield. Because of, I'd say it, they used the midichlorian thing in this show because it's some sort of gene or some sort of organism that reacts to music that gives whoever sings the music power, just like how you see in the other shows. You know, Min-May scenes and is in try to lose the will. Sharon Apple scenes and is able to control the crowd. Stuff like that.
Yeah, because in Macross 7, they have this, you know, they talk about basically...
it's not 7, it's Frontier. I remember Macross 7. Macross 7 has Max in it. No, yeah, is it Max? Yeah, it's Max. He's the captain of the Macross 7 in that one. So it's not 7. It's got to be Frontier.
Well, Macross 7 has Sound Force, and they were using music and so forth against the Proto-Devlin, which are a species that they could not harm with physical weapons, and they actually had to use this energy that was coming from the music and so forth.
Yeah, yeah.
But
so
I think
yeah,
in Frontier they went into more depth about it.
Yeah, because they connected that one with Frontier, and they connected another one with Frontier. It was all based around music, and that was where the story was coming from. I can't remember what they used with it, but they did a good job in explaining it, but it's not in detail, full detail. But it's close enough to use that and go from there. But it does clear up a lot of the issues of, okay, what's what goes where and stuff like that. They kind of did a good job doing that. Not some of the other stories out of the way. It's the best way I can come up with it is it's a Zelda scenario with Robotech.
Yeah, because I know if you look at it just from the design of the SDF-1, the Do You Remember Love is in conjunction with Macross Plus and Macross 2. And Macross 2. But if we're going to go with the main storyline, it would be Do You Remember Love? God damn it. Macross. It was this short video of basically a music video that showed the departure of the Mega Road. Flashback 20.
Flashback.
Yeah.
2012.
Thank you.
Flashback 2012. I remember what it was. Because I've seen that and it's like, oh, I want that to be a show so fucking bad.
I know.
They did a good job with it. Yeah,
Macross Plus, because when you see the SDF-1 there, it's the same way that it was done in Do You Remember Love, because it had the ARMDs on the arms, not the carrier and such.
Not Daedalus and Prometheus.
Yep.
And that's an interesting thing to bring up too, because in the first, and it's like episode 1, episode 2, because it's not called Macross in the show, it's called the SDF-1, and it would have been real neat if they called it Macross. But Macross City was in the SDF-1, so I guess you could say there's still some relevance. But it was actually supposed to hook up with Armored 1 and Armored 2.
Yeah,
they call them Armored, but it's ARMD. But it was supposed to hook up and connect with those units. But because of the surprise attack and them having to do the surprise fold and them taking half the fucking island with them to Pluto, they also transported the Daedalus and Prometheus, so they ended up hooking up with them instead. Funny how a sea-worthy ship, the Daedalus and the Prometheus, just all of a sudden hooks up to the Macross like Armored 1, Armored 2 was supposed to.
Yeah, so we've got that. And then if you look at Macross Plus, you remember what they were doing, the pilots were doing in that show, right?
The pilots were test piloting two new Veritech models, the YM19 and YM21. One was a advanced version of the regular Veritech. That was YM19. The other one was another advanced version of the Veritech, but YM21 was controlled by brainwaves. And they used the same technology from that to make Sharon Apple's AI program with the help of the fuck was her name?
I remember who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I just can't remember her name right off the top of my head.
I want to say Ray or not Ray.
Starwin, you're not doing anything wild and crazy right now. Google it. What was the name of the gal from Macross Plus that Sharon was based off of?
Yeah. Fuck, it'll come to me in a minute. I know it will come to me in a minute. It's like
it's not Irene Chang. She was from a different show.
Yeah. Because I know Asamu, Goal.
Yeah, Bowman.
Yeah. Asamu Dyson, Goldborn.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
What they were test piloting later shows up in Macross 7.
The variant of the YF-19.
The VF-19 shows up. They are already using VF-22s. I mean, VF-21. I mean, God damn it, I am not Englishing well. The VF-11 Thunderbolts was the mainline fighter. I don't think it was Lucy.
It wasn't Lucy.
Which Isamu was piloting in the beginning. The VF-21, the YF-21 turned into the VF-22, which was later used in that show later on. So you actually have, just through the evolution of the VFs, you can see that with the connection.
All right, time out. Who'd you say you think it was?
Irene?
Not Irene.
No.
Mayun Fing Lung. Mayun.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Someone finally got it too. But yeah, she was the one, and
yeah.
But
so
yeah, it's you can see the timeline.
Yeah.
It's like Macross 2 is the only one that's kind of, out there.
Yeah,
it's its own thing.
It was made by a totally different production company, and if I remember correctly, was officially decanonized by the original company.
It was, because you never see the Marduk again. You never see or hear of them ever again. And really, the set structure was a lot different in its location. Because in Macross 2, the Macross was located in what was called Culture Park, which had all of Earth's past cultures in one place after, they all got destroyed by the Zentradi attack. Now, that's kind of weird, because 6 years before that, you see Macross 2 in Macross City, and it's very famous, it's very known, because if they don't show it in the first one, they don't show it in the first movie, but it makes you think that the first movie and the show kind of run back and back a little bit.
Well,
the reason why I say that is because it never really tells you the location of where Macross City is. But you do see in the show, in the anime, the Grand Canyon was a gigantic ass cannon in Alaska that took out a quarter to half of the Zentradi fleet and then was destroyed. You see Rick and Lisa escape the Grand Canyon from blowing up and all the other good stuff, and then on Earth watching everything, and then the Macross lands in the Grand Canyon and then later floods. And then they later build Macross City around the Macross landing in the Grand Canyon. And they have that same scenario in Macross Plus. Exact same thing. It's sitting in a lake, a circular lake with things built around it.
Yeah.
Now,
and to throw out this also, and this is my personal, I'm probably going to catch hell for it. My personal feeling is the Macross TV series has no real tie-in to the OVAs. And here's why.
because the Macross got destroyed. Well, the SDF-1 did.
The SDF-1 and the SDF-2 both got destroyed at the end. Because they got a suicide run and they got slammed into.
By Chiron.
Right. And so common sense would state, why would they rebuild a vessel? Because as we saw in Plus, the Macross was still functioning.
You know what? You're not gonna catch hell because you're actually right. You're right on that one. So that actually right there knocks the TV show out of the running because they go from that to Southern Cross in the show. And the Southern Cross, they had the SDF-3 that was built and took off, but the SDF-1 was sealed in a tomb along with the SDF-2. So you're exactly right.
Yeah. And that was something that always kind of, I guess you could say, caught in my throat, was everyone going, well, the Macross saga of Robotech actually was the anime that connects to all these shows. And I'm like, I really am not seeing it.
No, you're exactly right. And you know what? I knew about that, and I completely forgot about that. Actually, talking about that now that you brought it up. Yes, episode 26, To the Stores. The SDF-1 was destroyed in its last-ditch effort because they did the exact same thing as they did in Plus, actually. Just not to the extent. They rose the Macross from the lake, fired its weapons one last time. So it's kind of like a mix of Plus. You see, it was a mix of Plus and 2 because it fires its weapons and then it's completely destroyed. Because, that also leads. Well, no, you still can't tie 2 to anything else because.
Well, with Plus,
that doesn't make sense.
The Plus wasn't destroyed. Her main computer was destroyed and she settled back in. Whereas, in Macross 2, the only surviving part of the vessel was the head.
Yeah, the head.
Right, where the bridge is.
Yep. And it settled back down to the ground. And, well, even then, it was beyond repair once it fired its cannon because it destroyed its fucking cannons.
Yeah. Whereas in, if you look at Do You Remember Love, her cannons were destroyed, but she was still functional. So, and in Plus, if I remember correctly, the SDF-1 was still technically the headquarters of UN Spacey.
It is.
So, and when she was woken up by Sharon Apple, it was all the anti-air defenses were going off.
Yep. I hate when people turn around. Huh? Okay. She'll explain later, I guess.
Okay. So, as everything kind of fits together, in Do You Remember Love, nearly every VF that was space-based had the fast packs on it, the extra engines, the extra weapons.
Yeah.
And we see that even going into, again, let's go with Macross Plus. The Thunderbolts that Isamu were using all had fast packs on them. So that kind of military strategy and thinking stuck. And then later on, we see in Macross 7, the other, all the other VFs had these fast packs on them. So, whereas in Robotech, 99% of the time you saw the VFs flying around, they did not have any of these extra weapon systems and stuff on them.
They did in the movie.
Right, they did in the movie.
And actually, they did on some of them in the show.
But very few and far between. It was not everyone that launched had these on them.
Yeah. But in the movie, yeah, they did. Let me
and
turn around.
They had nukes in the movie. That's what those big ass missiles, those giant single missiles were.
Yeah.
Those were nuclear warheads.
Yep. Well, they called them protoculture.
I'm talking in the show,
but in the movie, it's that's another thing that gets me too about the shows and the movies. As they progress on, they change the fucking names of all this shit. And if you're trying to go from show to show, show to movie, movie to movie, it doesn't make sense until you make that connection. Now, let me just say one thing right now. I liked Macross 2 to a point. The story was kind of lambasted, thrown together.
The story was kind of meh.
Yeah, the story was meh. I liked it because it brought it back. It was a show. It's actually the show that got me into Robotech. Now, I'm gonna step on my words here. At the time when I was a kid, I didn't put 1 + 1 = 2 together because I was 8 years old when I saw it. And I completely forgot I watched Robotech when I was a kid and didn't pay attention to half the fucking show because, on Toonami, after school, you get to watch it sometimes you don't, so you don't get the full story of it.
Right.
But it wasn't until later on I realized, oh, wait, Robotech and this is kind of connected because they're the same vehicles. But what actually got me into Robotech was Macross 2. And I liked the show. I liked how they kind of did things. The only thing I did not like is to me, it feels like that they neutered, they gutted and the fucking Macross.
Yeah.
That ship was talked about all throughout the fucking show. It was a great ship. It was a badass ship. You finally see it go into action. It rises up. It launches its cannons. It dead in the water. And then it's dead in the water. Oh, there's so hope. And all of a sudden, it's destroyed.
Yeah, it was very anticlimactic.
Yeah, it really kind of pissed me off seeing that. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, but
I did like
they used.
Yeah, the Valkyries and the Macross cannons.
Oh yeah,
I liked the Macross cannons. It's like they're actually smaller. No, I take that back. They're not small. They were bigger than the Macross.
Nope, the Macross cannons were actually smaller. I've
got
the RPGs for this.
Okay, so they were smaller.
Yeah, it's actually said, and while this is not, I guess you could say this wouldn't be classified as gospel.
Canon.
Yeah, bump. But the Macross cannons had the same destructive capability of like the the normal full size cannons, and that the humans were the only ones to figure out a way to make them smaller.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Because you see in the show, you see 5 of them.
Mhm.
You see 3 of them in one of the main battle sequences in the middle of the show, but they get wiped out.
Yeah.
They get destroyed. They get wiped out. All that good stuff. But at the end of the show, you see 2 more of them take off to fight at the ending of the show. So there's 5 of them in the show. There might be more, who knows? But you would figured last ditch effort, you'd throw all your fucking cards on the table. So if they had any more of them, they would have used them. So yeah, they had 5.
My biggest problem personally with Macross 2 was this. They still had full generators and such. Why did they just stay on Earth?
What do you mean?
Okay, with the way that the Macross, Do You Remember Love, and the series, the main series that follows that, Macross Plus, there was colonies everywhere.
Yeah,
Macross
Eden.
7 was a colony vessel. There were all these colonies and so forth going out because humanity realized, A, we're small and squishy, and we came dangerously close to being extinct.
Yeah. Actually, the Mega Road was a colony ship.
Yep. The Mega Road series, the Macross colony vessels.
And it's not explained in the show. It might be explained somewhere, but I think the Mega Road actually colonized Eden.
Actually, they lost track of it somewhere near the Galactic Center. I do remember that's from, I can't remember where.
Yeah,
I do remember
the Mega Road is supposed to be SDF-free, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Mega Road 1, which had Lisa and Rick, for using the English names. They were
and Minmay.
And Minmay, they were attached to that, and the ship, the whole fleet went missing.
Now, is it the Mega Road or the SDF-free? Because I know that's what happened to the SDF-free, but you gotta remember too, in the show, in the movie, in the show, it was Lisa and Rick. Minmay stayed on off. But in the movies, you see her in Flashback 2012 board the Mega Road.
Yeah, Flashback is actually the when you see the Mega Road taking off with the VF4 lightnings around it and everything, that is the true sequel to Do You Remember Love? And that's what I'm talking about. That continuity.
Yeah.
And it was said that near the center of when they got close to the center of the galaxy, that whole colony fleet went missing. Because in Macross 7, the enemies that they're fighting with VFs is actually from was it Macross 3 fleet? I want to say. But it was another colony fleet that these aliens usurped.
Pretty much wiped them out and Shanghai the stuff.
Actually, this is just if I remember, it's been years. Basically, they used the people as they used the colonists and so forth as weapons. They wiped their memories and that sort of thing. Just turn them into tools because they were not beings from this quote unquote dimension. So they kind of used them as vessels, kind of.
Okay, I got you. So they basically got growled.
I don't think I know that reference.
Stargate.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Been years since I've seen that too. Yeah. So there's a lot of, when you break it down, there's so much little things and nuances that really, if you miss any of the show, you're pretty much lost.
No, that brings up an interesting fact though.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you know Eureka 7 paid homage to Mega Road?
Yep. You mentioned, I think you mentioned that to me once when we were off stream.
Offline. Yep.
Yeah.
It pays homage to the Mega Road. And the beings in that show, scub coils, are actually parasitic organisms that fuse with other life to become new life to be able to exist and coexist with different organisms. But it wasn't the Mega Road that brought it. Basically, in the show, the Earth was being infested by the scub coil and is being taken over. And they only bring this up in the movie, and the movie does not fucking match the show at all, so you can't use the fucking show for continuity, so for here and there. But basically, they escaped Earth, and then 3,000 years later, they come back to Earth on the Mega Road and recolonize the planet, completely taken over by scub coil.
Huh.
So, you bringing that up about what happened to the Mega Road and then aspects of Eureka 7, it seems interesting to me. Yeah. Anyways, you guys say something?
Yeah, but to go back to my original, thing that I was having issues with on Macross 2 is they like, okay, we're friends with the Zentradi, we can breed with the Zentradi, all this is well and good, but nobody thought, hey, we have these full generators and we almost got extinct. Let's just stay on one planet. Nobody thought to try and colonize anything else. Because there's nothing in the three OVAs, or if memory serves, because it's been a while since I've read them, the comic books, which there was a mini series. I don't recall at any point in time anyone saying, "Oh, our colony on Mars," or our colony on Eden, or anything like that. They just were content to stay on Earth, knowing that there were aliens out there who would have no problems wanting to destroy us.
Okay. I'm gonna bring somebody on if she wants to come on. Jess wants to come on.
Sure.
She sent me a message on Discord and I have an order. I'm sorry. We got sidetracked. I got interested in talking about this because it is real interesting.
Well, if memory serves, this was pretty much the conversation we had when we first met.
This is exactly the conversation we had, so it's about time we put it live.
Yeah, no kidding. But this is the short form. The last one went 4 hours.
No, I went on longer than that.
That's true. That is very true.
What's up, Jess?
I was trying to think I wasn't going to be on the schedule today.
Well, you're here now.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We got sidetracked.
I mean, I couldn't tell. I think you've been going on for an hour now.
Hour and 23 minutes.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Woo.
This is what happens when me and him start talking about stuff we like. We go on and on and on and on. And there's a couple more ons, but I don't want to bore you.
On and on and on. There you go. I did it for you.
But no, have you finally checked out Frame Arms? Frame Arms Girls KG. Have you actually checked that one out yet?
Not yet. I've seen, of all things, I've seen models and pictures, but I have not yet had a chance to sit down and watch.
Well, the Famous girls are actually living models. Well, not living models. Like I guess you'd say, robotic models with personalities, and the armor is basically like Gunpla. You put it together for them.
Cool.
And I noticed that in episode 1, and I seen episode 1. It's like, oh, I gotta show this KG. He'll probably get a kick out of this.
Probably. Anything that has, any sort of battle armor or robots or something like that, and they're blowing shit up. Usually, I have yet to meet one I didn't like. All right,
Ew.
correction. I could not finish Gundam F91.
Who could?
Yeah, that's been so far the only Gundam I have not been able to finish.
The story's just bad. It's how long before they introduced the first mobile suit? It's like, what, 4 or 5 episodes?
No, I'm talking F91 actually was just a single movie.
Oh, that movie. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, yeah, I remember. I haven't seen it, but I watched a review on Anime Abandoned, and he makes a joke out of the woman getting killed by the gun shell coming out of the mobile armor, because he makes the reference, and it's funny, is you got a gigantic ass bullet casing shell that's bigger than a woman, and you see it hit her head and bounce off, and then boom, she's dead. Not squish, not fly back, just blink.
Yeah, I started watching it. I own it. And
why would you torture yourself like that?
Because at that point in time, there really wasn't such a reliable thing as the internet. It was just released on DVD. And I'm like, whoa, F91. I have this model. This looks cool. And it is I went through so many videos and stuff like that. But with this one, I was less than 3/4 through. And I'm like, I'm feeling my brain cells not quietly committing suicide. I may have to stop.
All right. So, Jess, you got anything to add to this conversation? A segue to the conversation? A different conversation?
I haven't seen that anime you guys were talking about. I haven't finished that one anime. I've been waiting to finish for a while now. So I'm really behind on my binge watching. But I got tomorrow and the day after of no school, so I could probably fucking binge watch at least finish that series I'm watching right now.
Yeah. Well, I've got into I just got done binge watching 3 different shows in the last 4 or 5 days, and they're all vampire series.
Don't tell me you watch Diabolic Lovers. Please do not tell me you watch Diabolic Lovers.
Oh my god, don't even mention that one.
Which one?
Diabolic Lovers.
No, I seen pictures of that and went no.
I think Robin and a friend of hers from Anime America turned the first episode into a drinking game, and they pretty much had to take sips every time it met the criteria instead of full drinks, because they did not, and I quote, want to die of liver poisoning. Alcohol poisoning.
No, I did not watch that. The 3 I've seen, the first one I watched was the English name is My Monster Life, and I can't remember what the Japanese name was, but they basically have 4. Let's see, the vampire, alien, gold glasses. Whoa. They have 5 different girls in it, One's a vampire, but she doesn't drink blood. Blood's one of those things like regarded as, you know, you only do that with that special someone. The other one was an alien, and whenever I seen and found out that she was an alien in the show, the first thing that came in my mind was the Arcalians from Men in Black, because there was a little version of the girl piloting a robotic suit that looked like her. Another one was a girl that had glasses that was possessed and talked to her. Another one was a werewolf that was weird. She was a female, and when she turned into a werewolf, she turned into kind of a big bully guy. Not a werewolf. And the other one was a devil. Supposed to be the devil.
Okay.
And it's like 11 or 12 episodes. It was a good I'm not even going to say good show. It was a weird show. It was enough to keep me invested in the story to find out what happened in, but it's one of those shows, no, I'm not going to watch it again. The second one is called Devil's Line. And that one is actually a really good show. And I actually think they're doing a season 2. It's not been announced, but it came out last year. And like I was telling you before, it reminds me of a mix of Hellsing, Tokyo Ghoul, and I'm trying to think of a because it's also a romance, but I can't think of a series and a romance genre to match it up with this.
So
if
wait, match up with what?
This show, Devil's Lines. I can't think of, because it reminds me of Hellsing because it has hardcore vampirism in this, kind of along the lines of how Hellsing was. It reminds me of Tokyo Ghoul because of the aspects of there's a division regulating the vampires, and there's also another division trying to accept them in and not accept them in, kind of like how they did at, well, season 2 of Tokyo Ghoul, even though that was a train wreck in itself. It's weird, but it's actually a really interesting storyline that made me go through and start reading the manga to find out a little bit more what happens. It's interesting how they do the story. I like it.
Okay.
And the last one I just got done watching, that I'm actually currently reading. I was reading the manga before we started Stream Up, and it's called in English the show's name is Karen. But in Japan, it's called Chibi Vampire or Small Vampire, and it's a ridiculously funny show. But it's one of those shows that has a story on it that kind of drew me in on aspects of the characters and how they did everything. That kind of made me want to know more about it, and I'm planning on watching it again, but probably not for a bit. And the main character, the vampire in that one, is unique. Her entire family are regular vampires. They can't go into daylight. They're the only vampire effect that really is affected to them is daylight. They burn when they go into daylight. That's the only thing that really, vampire-wise, besides sucking blood, is the same with that one. But she is very unique because they treat vampirism in this one kind of like puberty. Once you get to that age, you get your blood affinity and you get your craving for blood, and you stop regular food. You no longer taste regular food. You start to burn in the sunlight, and then you start having to drink blood to survive. That's the only thing that they can eat to survive. They can eat food, but it doesn't do anything for them. Karen That doesn't happen to her. She's a vampire. She's reached her vampire affinity, and they call it vampire affinity in the show. But she can still walk out in the daylight, and she doesn't drink blood. She actually gives blood. It's kind of a cliche trope what to do. It's like, once a month she has to give blood, otherwise her blood level rises so much she squirts blood out of her nose. It's weird on it.
Yeah, she does that not just because she sees a hottie.
No, not because of that. It's because her blood level rises too much. Now, her blood level rises because of one of two things. Either, it's risen, it's like a gradual peak, and once it gets to a certain point, she has to release, so she gets a nosebleed. Or the person whose affinity matches hers, and I guess I need to explain what the blood affinity is in the show. Blood affinity is what aspects of a person that vampire is attracted to. So there's different affinities in the show that they name out that her other family members have. Like her mom, which, by the way, I'm going to say this right now. Her mom sounds like Sarah. Sounds like Ishtar with her fucking accent. You close your eyes, you listen to her. I swear to God, it's like listening to Sarah talk. But her mom likes blood of people that lie. Well, females that lie. Her dad likes blood from greedy, overzealous men. Her brother likes the blood from women that are stressed out and are down on themselves. And her blood affinity is a blood of people that are unhappy. So whenever she's around somebody that's real unhappy, her blood level rises. And if it gets to a point, she'll have a nosebleed. And she has nosebleeds all the time because the main character, basically the main male lead is always unhappy because of his life situation. So instead of biting him, which I have no idea why in the fucking show, she never bites him in the show except for the last episode. What she does is she tries to make him happy normal way, which walks and then sometimes mostly doesn't walk. But whenever that vampire drinks the blood from the person of that affinity, they actually take those feelings away from that people. So say the mom that likes women that lie, she drinks the blood from that woman that lies all the time. That woman loses the interest or the capability of lying then. She basically it's not really made clear in the show, in the anime. In the anime, it's not made clear that if it's permanent or not, but I want to say it is. From the main vampires, it is. Like from the family member, all the other family members, they drink the blood from the person, they no longer have those interests. Now, for her, since she's considered an unvampire, not a full vampire or something like that, because she can rock in the sun, she doesn't burn, she doesn't drink blood, she produces blood. Hers is temporary because it shows her biting his mom 2 different times, and she makes a 180 from being depressed all the time to being happy and cheerful all the time, but it wears off. But the other people, the other vampires bite, it seems to be permanent.
Jesus, all I got to do is find me one that can deal with depression, anxiety, and so forth, and say, "Bite me, baby."
That would be her little sister. If only, right?
Yeah.
If only. But it's a really unique aspect that really drew me into the show. And it's mainly supposed to be a romance, but they throw that vampire aspect in it. It's clumsy and silly as fuck, and that's what I like about it. It reminds me, I don't want to say No, it's not that. I can't remember the other show I watched, but it's its own unique show. The manga far surpasses the anime, and it's one of those shows that it didn't follow the manga because in anime they add characters in it. And one of the characters they added in the show, I really wish they didn't. The character's name is Winner. Excuse me, Winner Sinclair. And oh my god, if I had the ability to fucking shoot somebody for a fucking monitor when they come on screen, I would shoot him every fucking time he came on.
So how do you really feel there, Sparky?
He is annoying as fuck. His voice is annoying as fuck. His personality is annoying as fuck.
Basically, every single protagonist in Diabolical Lovers.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can't reenact his voice.
No.
Let me see if I can't reenact how he acts. Let's see. Let me think about that for a second. Oh, my darling Catherine, you have come back to me.
Why
So
is there
a
it reminds
Go
me
ahead,
of a
Jets.
butler. That voice. It seems like
He's
a perfect
French.
butler voice.
It's French.
He's supposed to be French?
Yes. Winner
I think
Sinclair.
whoever voiced that does not like whoever freaking gave the go ahead for the voice actor. I don't think they understand what French sounds like. That doesn't sound French. If anything, that sounds more British. Like that's a really weird fucking noise to be or accent to be fucking French.
Yeah, because you would think, French is not that
It should be
difficult.
like, oh, cabron. Oh. No, wait, that was more Mexican. No,
Yeah.
Hang on, give me a second. That was,
Now you listen here, you pompous
hey,
British knigget.
cabron, hey, essay. Come here and suck my blood. Hey, essay. Oh, no,
Hey,
no,
Holmes.
not there. Jesus Christ. That was so racist, but goddamn.
Yeah,
No, I
but
can't
that
really
was
do
stereotypical. That was a stereotype. We're not actually making fun of the people.
Wait, we aren't?
No, we're making fun of the stereotypes. That's so Sparky doesn't get in trouble.
But
Yeah.
anyways, the anime. I think I know of an anime that's sort of like it going, but it's kind of it's no funniness or clumsiness. It's called Vampire Knights. Basically, it's like Twilight, but still manages to be better than Twilight. If that makes any sense.
Okay. No. Nope.
It's still better than Diabolical Lovers.
All right. I would say it's better than Twilight if the main romantic interest wasn't brother and sister.
That sort of thing shows up so often in anime. I'm not even fazed by it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't imagine.
I hate to say it, but it's like they're brother and sister. I'm just kind of like, no, you want to do something new and unique? They're not related.
Yeah. Let me look this up real quick. Let me find a scene and I'll tell you what to go to. You just gotta listen to this fucking guy's voice and you'll understand what I'm talking about. The
Oh, I don't know if you guys hear my TV. I'm playing Metro last night. Just let me know if it's if it gets too loud.
Oh, we can hear it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you just hear the fucking screaming. Just I don't want to die. It's just giving a flashback to when the bombs dropped.
And somebody coughing at the moment.
Oh yeah, because my idiot companion decided to take off his gas mask in the middle of a fucking radioactive wasteland.
I hate when that happens.
Okay. In this clip, if you go to it, go to 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Just listen. Just listen. For anyone that wants to know the fucking agony it is to listen to Renault Sinclair.
What's the time frame?
2 minutes, 30 seconds. Now, you'll see the main protagonist. I can't remember what the fuck his name is. It's some sort of weird-ass name. But you'll see him standing in front of a ruined building at the time, that time marker. So, you there yet?
I'm getting there. One more time on the time marker.
20:30, excuse me.
20:30.
minutes.
Okay.
20 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay, that would explain why I wasn't getting anything.
Okay.
20:30. 20. Come on. Okay, I'm close. Okay, damaged building.
Oh yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, I want to turn it down. If I can hear it through someone's mic, so yeah, I want to turn that down. Jesus Christ, I didn't know it was that loud.
What the fuck?
And he is like that throughout the entire fucking show.
The voice alone. Okay, if he's supposed to be French, they could not have gotten worse. I mean, he sounds like he sounds like
And look
like
at that
a
fucking
claymation
outfit.
character.
Yeah, and look at that fucking outfit.
Oh my god. Okay, I had to put a razor down because no. Good lord. Yeah, I'm totally with you on just I don't know.
All right, time out. Let me find one of the mom.
By the way, Sparky, I have discovered the awesomeness, which is real grade models.
Oh yeah.
There's still
What's
one
the
more.
awesomeness?
Huh?
What's the awesomeness?
They're 1144. The one I'm currently cleaning up and working on right now is 00 Riser.
Mm-hmm.
The mobile suit itself is a little bigger than a high grade, and it's got a lot more. It has a lot more small parts.
Okay.
But the detail is fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of detail to it. Now, if you go to episode 24, go to time marker 3. 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes in on the next episode. And listen to that voice and tell me if you don't hear the same thing I fucking hear. Be better if I could just put the sound through my fucking speakers, but I can't.
Right.
I don't have that technology capable.
His technology is not advanced enough.
No, it's not. Well, I can do it. It's just too complicated. All right, we figured it out. So. But just let me know when you're done, KG.
All right, I'm kind of working on it. So
kind of working on it.
Okay, you said 3 minutes?
3 minutes in on the next episode, so it'll be episode 24.
All right.
And just listen to it and tell me if you hear Sarah.
I don't know why, but drunk Russians are like the funniest people. Because I like, especially in this game, because everyone's Russian. I just walked through this station. There's some dude stumbling out, just singing in Russian, and so slurred. It just sounds so much funnier than like an Englishman drunk. Like, I don't know why. It's just it's funnier when they're doing it.
So the mechanic from Armageddon. The cosmonaut from Armageddon, then. So, doesn't that sound like Sarah? That's not really the best clip to account it to, but when she's talking, only it sounds like fucking Sarah.
Yeah, because I don't know about that clip, but I'm like, I'm not really hearing it.
Yeah, well, fine. I'll find a better one later on and send it to you, but it sounds like Sarah.
Gotcha.
But no, I've been watching I've been reading the manga now because the manga goes on past where they ended off in the anime, which a lot more shit happens in the manga afterwards. I kind of wish they were extended onto the show with it, but they can't because they don't follow the same congruent timeline. They don't follow the same congruent story either, so they don't have the battle with the one vampire hunter because that French guy, Winter, he's a vampire hunter.
Yeah, he blends in with his surroundings.
All right, his uncle, reminds me of fucking Van Helsing. His uncle's badass, and he about wipes their entire family out. Luckily, he doesn't kill anyone, but he wiped out all their family members except for Karen and Usui, not Usui, Karen and her love interest, Stopple. Finally. And she was, they're in the middle of trying to turn her into a full-fledged vampire, which doesn't work because she decides she loves the guy and wants to be with him. And so she doesn't go for the ceremony, but at the end of the show, they put in a plot twist. It was a ceremony for turning somebody into a full-fledged vampire. It was a ceremony to enlarge one's boobs. Why they put that in there, I have no idea, but it's fucking funny.
Reminds me of Simon Belmont from Captain N. Yeah, I think I'd have to go with Starwin on that one.
But he is the dumbest. All right, get this. And it's found out whenever his uncle and him get together finally, because his uncle comes to Japan to wipe out the Maka vampires. The Maka is their last name. So he knows his uncle's coming to town. They come to town to get together, and they're getting together to go exterminate the Maka vampires. He has a love interest, and he knows his love interest's name is Catherine Maka. And he says it at the same time while his uncle's going on about exterminating the Maka vampires. I'm sitting there going, you cannot be this fucking stupid. And then it's brought up later on that he thought it was a different family name. And it's like, how coincidental would that be to have two different family names in one town? And it's like,
that are vampires.
How dumb? Yeah, how dumb are you?
Yeah. This is the kind of guy, if you gave him oregano, you told him it was weed, he'd get high.
Yes. This is kind of, all right. He reminds me of both Jesse and James from Pokemon. Only worse.
If Jesse and James had an inbred son, yeah.
Yeah. Worse. But yeah. Every time he comes in, it's like I want to fast forward and not fucking listen to him. But those are the three shows. Yeah, those are the three shows I binge watched. I'm currently been trying to look for more. Dancing the Vampire Bun is one I've seen before a long time ago, and I've been contemplating rewatching it. But I do know there's some parts in that show I just didn't like. I can't remember what those parts were, but I remember there's something about the show I just didn't like. And I've been contemplating whether or not to rewatch it. Another one was Black Blood. Was it Black Blood? I can't remember.
Black Blood of the Earth. You mean oil? No, Black Blood of the Earth.
No, Black Blood Brothers. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Black Blood Brothers is another one I watched. It's a good one. I like it because they have Christopher Sabat in it.
Who?
Vegeta, the voice of Vegeta.
You got to remember, primarily subs.
Oh, yeah. Chris Sabat. He's in it.
Okay.
And he does a good job with the character he plays in that one. Oh, well, let's go on a kick with voice actors. So let's go back to Toradora real quick. Toradora has two voice actors that I primarily like. So the voice of Kitamura is very distinguishable, and anyone that watches it that knows Johnny Yambush will know the voice. Because it's a dead giveaway for Ichigo from Bleach. So Johnny Yambush plays Kitamura in that one. And then Tiger Aisaka I can't remember her name right off hand. Cassandra Lee Morris is also the voice of Taiga from Toradora. Now, I always thought watching the show Toradora, it was the voice that played Toph because they sound exactly the same. But it's not. So she actually plays a couple different voices. She plays, what is it? Kirito's sister from Sword Art Online. She plays Audra from Iron Blooded Orphans. You can't fucking tell the difference. I sit back and re-listened to Audra, and I re-listened to Taiga. Well, no, I take that back. Whenever Audra acts surprised and excited, you can tell it's Taiga.
Okay.
There's a couple other voices. She plays the creepy fucking cat monster deal from that one Magical Girl show.
The one where the shooter gets her head bit off?
Yes.
I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, though.
She plays the creepy cat from that one.
Yeah, the devil cat.
Yep. She plays Saber from Fate Extra, and a couple other ones. Hinata from Naruto.
Okay.
Yeah, that one, and then Johnny Yonba. She plays so many freaking characters, iconic characters. Kinemura from Toradora, but he also plays Bleach. Ichigo from Bleach. He plays Rin 10,000 from Eureka 7. He plays Lelouch from Code Geass, and he's also the Black fucking Power Ranger.
Okay.
Well, you didn't know that one?
Nope.
Yeah. The guy that takes over for Zack and the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the Asian.
Yeah. The one in the movie gets.
Yeah, he was in the movie. Yeah, him.
He turns into a frog.
Yep. That's Johnny Yonbosh. That's the voice of Ichigo.
Okay.
He also plays Zero, and yes, Stalin just said it. He plays Zero from Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Cool.
Palua. Oh yeah, he was talking about that one show. Okay, I got it. But if you gotta go into voice actors, there's one other voice actor I like the most, and that has to be Scott McNeil. Yeah, Scott McNeil.
What's he do?
And he plays Dual Maxwell from Gundam Ring. He plays Koga from Inuyasha. He plays 8 Transformers from Beast Wars that all have scenes with each other. He literally voice acted that entire show almost by himself.
Damn.
He plays Wolverine from X-Men Evolution. He plays Dr. Wily and Proto Man from the Ruby Spears Mega Man. And there's several other ones. He plays one of the ponies in My Love Pony. The Salesman Pony.
Oh, what is it? Flim Flam Brothers?
Flim Flam Brothers. He plays both of them. He either plays one of them, or he either plays one or both of them. I can't remember. And he also plays. I can't remember which one it is. It's the red one. From Reboot, Hack and Slash. He plays. I want to say he plays Hack.
Okay.
He's the very high pitched one in that one.
Right.
He also plays the masked villain from Scooby-Doo 2. He voices the masked villain, that is.
Believe it or not, I've only seen the first movie. I haven't seen the second one.
It's in the second. He plays the masked crazed maniac in the second movie. And there's so many other ones that he's played. But he's well known for Diro and Koga. Those are his 2 main ones that he is known for.
Yeah, when you said duo, I'm like, all right, I know the guy's voice.
Okay, yeah. He likes to go to Comic-Cons all the fucking time. And he has this real bit. He will put string cheese on anything and eat it. All his friends will bring him weird shit to eat with string cheese.
Okay.
I mean, Klondike balls with string cheese, fruit with string cheese, different. Yeah, Scooby snacks with cheese, string cheese. He's fucking weird. And he's one of those people. He's one of those people. He will sit there and he will have a conversation with himself. It is fucking hilarious. I like what he does. It's just, if I could put up one of the fuck. Let me find it real quick. Okay. He is a Canadian that was a shirtless button-up shirt with a Toby Keith cowboy hat. Right there is linked to one of his videos, and if you watch this video, you will laugh your fucking ass off.
Oh, okay. I've seen this guy before.
Yep. But he's one of those ones. He'll be in a crowded place and just act out and start talking to himself. And he'll talk to himself and have a conversation with himself, and he'll act like it's totally fucking normal.
That stuff will mess you up, man, and the Sharpie fumes. All right, Johnsons. They're going, this is an old and honored family name. And I will not have you make a mockery of it, Canadian. You with your silly little country and your snow, your free medical, your oots and a boots, which you won't get on the West Coast. Well, dude, I'm super like rollerblading. Anyway, Johnsons, it is sad to me that you would you shut in his wall. Keep saying Johnson. Johnson's a large memory. I love a big Johnson. Yes, Benito just went to say hello to Shiro here, Johnson's. Yes, the same from me. And me, I know. Shut up, Red Trip. Who can you got? And, of course, friends, I can't even do this anymore. Johnson's, I really wish you were here because you would be able to save me from this mess. But next time I'm in town, I swear to God, I'm coming to your place for dinner.
And that's just one on one.
God, I'm coming to your place for dinner.
That's all.
I bet that guy would be just fun as hell to run a game with.
Oh yes.
Could you imagine the level of schizophrenic role playing coming from that guy?
A lot of ways, Anti-Hero reminds me of Scott McNeil. Only Scott McNeil is more able to roll off the characters and actually have multiple conversations with them. One more video. You will enjoy this one if you like Duo.
All right, give me 1 second.
And go ahead and play that fully like you did before because we actually could hear that over the speakers.
That was unintentional.
Do it again, please.
Okay.
We've all got it on video mode, dude. Go ahead.
Yeah, he has a story about whenever he was voice acting for Duo and he was in voice booth, and when he had to do that scene, he actually passed out in the booth from doing that.
I bet.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He played Piccolo in the Ocean dub.
In the what?
And he played Piccolo in Dragon Ball Z in the Ocean dub.
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, it was the first when Dragon Ball Z first came out. It came out not from Funimation, but from Ocean Studios. It didn't have Chris Sabat or the person that played Goku. It didn't have any of them in it. So it's over 9,000.
Mm-hmm.
That scene that Vegeta does with Nappa and Piccolo, like this one.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
Yeah.
That's not Chris Sabat. That's somebody else playing Vegeta. That's the dub from Ocean Studios.
Okay.
So he played Piccolo in that dubbing. Or if you watch Gullet Jr., The Rise of Gullet Jr., Piccolo in that movie, because I don't think Funimation ever redubbed that one.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, he plays a lot of voice characters.
No kidding.
There's actually a montage. It says, it's called The 100 Voices of Scott McNeil. And it only scratches the surface of the voices that he's done.
Cool.
But with that, Jess, you got anything to add to this?
Nope, I really don't. I'm not. Today's not really. I pretty much wasted all my jokes for the week.
Oh God. Well,
Yeah,
we've been going on
now.
now.
Paid attention to Twitter.
I haven't been on Twitter today that much, so. Well, with that, we've been going on for 2 hours and 11 minutes, so it's been a not according to plan stream, and really, we've been doing a lot of not according to plan stuff. We were supposed to do Steam Boy today, but since Stormwind's not able to join us, we didn't want to do it. So
yeah, third of our party was not able to go on the adventure.
Yeah, so we decided to hold off until the next Tuesday when we join it.
And I saw the first episode of Goblin Slayer. I know what happens if you're not prepared for that adventure.
Oh yeah,
so bad quick.
Oh God. Oh, episode 1 Goblin Slayer, episode 1 Rising of the Shield Hero. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They both had Rising of the Shield Hero. Episode 1 had the same backlash as Goblin Slayer did. Episode 1, because Goblin Slayer really had a bad name for itself because of that first episode. But it later redeemed itself within the second and the third episodes.
Well, I gotta admit, the way they portray the goblins and everything in Goblin Slayer is like, I can see this. They're supposed to be little green bundles of evil that are actually evil.
Okay.
Goblin Slayer was a hentai.
It's not.
Why have all the views of Goblin Slayer ahead is referenced it as a hentai, not
it's because of episode 1.
Yeah.
Alright, episode 1, it shows the main female protagonist joining up with a group of adventurers. We're gonna go slay some goblins, because in the world, all the adventurers look at goblins as low-level, non-threat creatures that are just nuisances. And they got introduced to goblins, all right. And not in the nicest of ways.
Let me guess. It's they are word.
What? Yeah.
Or am I just getting creative with it?
Nope.
No, one of them
do.
Yeah, she dies from it.
No, she doesn't. She lives.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. I was
All
like,
right.
whoa.
That's one of the sword girls that was in the party. She tries to create a diversion once the male, because there was 3 women and 1 male that went into this cave, and they got surrounded. And well, let's just say the male adventurer died very gruesomely, being chopped up into little bitty pieces slowly and gruesomely. The other female, the other sword adventurer, was trying to be a distraction to allow the priestess and the witch to escape. The witch was stabbed with a poison sword.
Right.
The sword girl, got the rust of it. The witch ended up dying because she was poisoned far beyond the point of being able to be healed. And that's when Goblin Slayer came in and saved the priestess from the goblins and kindly put the witch out of her misery and went back and rescued that one adventurer. And that's where it gets its references from. That's why people refer to it that way. And that's how the goblins are depicted. I mean, and that's in general standards. Goblin Slayers, goblins follow D&D to the letter T. They don't pull any punches in the show at all. And you gotta look at it like this. It's a show starting out. They don't know how the show setting is going on. And you see a bunch of cheerful characters. I mean, they're all characters that you can get a hold of and you can run a good story with it. And basically get wiped out in the worst way possible in the show.
Yeah, it was essentially level 1 characters going in thinking they were all high and mighty, having no idea how to use the terrain to their advantage, whereas the goblins did and took them out. This was like one of the worst equivalents of almost a TPK. Exactly.
Yeah, yes.
Darwin.
Go ahead and talk about it a little bit more since you've seen episode 1. I'll let you explain it and be right back.
Actually, I also got to take off. I gotta take a shower and get some sleep because I gotta work tomorrow and it's not looking like it's gonna be a good day.
All right. Well, before you leave, we'll go ahead and close this episode out then. Thank you, KG, for joining me on today's episode. Thank you for our guest, Jess, for coming on. Starwin, get better.
Yep.
We'll see you guys on the next one, and it won't be next Tuesday. It'll be the Tuesday after, so the 2nd week of February.
We'll try Steam Boy again.
For the 4th time or 5th time in a row. Okay. See you guys later.
Bye.
A crash.